சென்னை வந்துள்ள தேர்தல் ஆணையர்கள் அசோக் லவாசா, சுஷில் சந்திரா செய்தியாளர்களை சந்தித்து வருகின்றனர். நேரலை காட்சிகளை பார்க்கலாம்.
So during our visit, as is customary, we meet all the political parties, which we did. We also met all the deputy commissioners, collectors, the commissioners of police, the superintendents of police of all the districts, senior officers of the state government led by the Chief Secretary, the Director General of Police, heads of various government departments. Then we carried out a review with all the enforcement agencies belonging to both the central government as well as the state governments. Prominent among these agencies and departments were the Income Tax Department, the Central Excise Department, the Narcotics Control Bureau, the Reserve Bank of India, the chief of the state coordinator of the state level bankers committee. Then among the state government, there was the Excise and Taxation Department, the Transport Department. We also met the General Manager of the Zonal Railway. We met the Director of the Airport Authority of India, the CAPF Coordinator, and all the other officers who are involved in the enforcement activities. During our meeting with the political parties, they brought out certain issues, and I'll brief you about some of the important issues that were brought out. All the political parties demanded to effectively check the distribution of money and freebies to voters and urged the Commission to take criminal action against those involved. Some of the parties requested the Commission to issue directions to avoid harassment of common people during the functioning of the flying squads. The parties also mentioned that in some districts, the people belonging to the weaker sections, they should be provided adequate safety and protection so that they are able to cast their vote fearlessly and freely. Some of the parties demanded that CAPF should be deployed in the sensitive polling booths, and CCTV cameras should be installed not only within the booths but also to cover the area which is outside the polling station. Political parties also demanded that by-elections for the vacant Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly seats be conducted soon. One political party also raised issue about similarity of their election symbol with other parties. They also requested that the transfer policy which has been issued by the Election Commission of India, that should be implemented, and no officer should be allowed to continue in his or her place of posting which is not covered by the transfer policy. Some of the political parties brought to the notice of the Election Commission some letters regarding a government scheme which have been issued to the beneficiaries by the state government during the Model Code of Conduct. Some political parties also brought to the notice of the Commission difficulties which some slum dwellers might face who have been relocated in their new places. Also, some of the political parties mentioned about difficulties that they were having in obtaining permission from the single window service. On the issue of adequate assured minimum facilities, political parties demanded that at all the polling stations there should be adequate supply of drinking water as well as Shamiyanas should be provided because the temperatures are rising. And among some suggestions, one of the political parties suggested that as a measure of election reforms, fast-track courts to dispose of the violation of MCC within 3 months. Fast-track courts should be set up. The Commission attaches maximum importance to ensuring conducive environment for free and fair elections in the state as well as in the entire country. Given the fact that elections for parliament and by-elections to assembly constituencies are being conducted in Tamil Nadu, the Commission has directed the electoral machinery of the state to gear up with due logistic arrangements, effective monitoring, and vigilance. We have asked during our review all the officers of the state to take comprehensive and effective measures not only for the conduct of successful elections, but also to provide the clearances which are required by political parties and to check violations of the Model Code of Conduct. Commission has zero tolerance for any negligence or proven malafide of officials. The Commission has also been given feedback on the abuse of money power, and we have asked the officers to intensify effective and visible measures. Comprehensive monitoring from GPS-enabled vehicles of the flying squads, the static surveillance teams, and checking at border checkposts has been intensified. A strict vigil on liquor seizure and freebies, cash transfer movements was also emphasized. Keeping in view the sensitivity of expenditure-related issues, minimum 2 expenditure observers per parliamentary constituency have been deployed for strict vigil. In addition, a special expenditure observer has also been deployed at the state level in Tamil Nadu. The Commission has given a number of directions to the district authorities, especially with regard to the execution of non-bailable warrants. We have directed that all non-bailable warrants should be executed immediately and a compliance report given to the CEO within the next 2 or 3 days. We have also reviewed the deposition of arms, and as per the review, it has been reported that 19,655 arms have been deposited by the district authorities. CAPF or Central Armed Police Forces will be deployed in adequate number wherever such a necessity is assessed. General and police observers have already been deployed in the state to monitor all the activities and ensure compliance of ECI's directions. The police has also identified antisocial elements and taken action against them. So far, 8,787 persons have been bound over so that the election process is not vitiated. Adequate CCTV coverage and webcasting in polling stations in sensitive areas will be ensured. The Commission has also directed effective use of IT applications to attend to complaints promptly. Some of them you might be familiar with are Samadhan, Suvidha, C-Vigil. Many of these apps are for internal management. Some of them are also for introducing an effective and efficient interface with the voters. Under the Suvidha app, this is a single window service which is provided for giving clearances to political parties for their rallies, meetings, vehicles, etc. And so far, 3,673 applications have been given permissions. The remaining are under process. Some of them have also been rejected. The introduction of C-Vigil is something new in these elections in Tamil Nadu. I may like to inform all of you that this was experimented with by the Election Commission of India during the elections to 5 state assemblies in December and November last year. And this C-Vigil app enables all the people who download this app in their phones to take pictures or videos of any illegal activity, any violation of model code which they observe. They can take pictures, they can take videos and upload it, and it goes straight to the control room. And as per the directions of the Election Commission, the enforcement agencies are supposed to respond and upload the action taken within 100 minutes. So far we have seen that in Tamil Nadu, till yesterday, 1,650 such complaints have been received and 1,622 have been disposed of. We have also introduced a single contact number 1950 for the benefit of all our voters who can contact on this number and get poll-related information on 1950. And we are told that more than 1 lakh calls have already been received in various districts. Election Commission has directed that all epic cards and photo voter slips should be distributed well in time. Tamil Nadu has a very good record of epic cards, a good record of polling percentage, and we are hoping that this should improve this time with these intensive sweep activities which have been carried out. The Commission considers media as its invaluable ally for election management and for implementation of election-related laws, instructions, and for monitoring the implementation of its orders. We have asked all the DEOs to carry out regular briefings with the media so that media is kept abreast of all the developments. The Commission is committed to delivering a free, fair, peaceful, transparent, and inclusive election. The Commission has directed the state level and district level election machinery to be fearless, objective, neutral, and independent from any influence whatsoever. There are some more statistics which I think the CEO will give you in the handout which is given. So if you have any questions, I'll take those questions.
First from left. Yes, please. Red shirt. Yes. Next.
Sir, this is Ronald from ANI. Sir, there's been a book launch which has been planned before, and in the name of Election Commission, it was been disturbance has been happening over there. But what was the steps taken on those things, and what was the things which you want to tell to the State Department that without their knowledge, all these things are happening?
You see, this particular incident that you're talking about, in fact, it was brought to our knowledge through the media. When it was being covered by the electronic media, Election Commission learnt about it. We found out all the details, and we were informed that the CEO had not authorized, or anybody from the Election Commission had not authorized this kind of action which was taken by the flying squad. The moment we came to know of it, and after ascertaining the details, the concerned flying squad has been changed, and I was told that the book launch actually took place later in the evening. All the officials which are involved in that action, they have been removed, and we are awaiting a full report on how it happened from the CEO.
So my second question is on the by-elections. As he's told that all the political parties have been demanding for the next another four constituencies, and what was the response from?
So I'm glad you have prevented many others to ask the same question. The issue of 4 pending by-elections is under the consideration of the Election Commission of India, and as soon as we have decided, media will be the first to know about it.
Subhash from this side. Yes, please. Yes. After this, next.
Okay. Recently, 3 major seizures were reported across Tamil Nadu. One amounting around.
Although you are a very familiar face, it would be helpful if you can introduce yourself.
I have a problem with that, but yeah, I'm Sam Daniel from NDTV.
Oh, Sam.
Okay. One was 11.9 crore rupees, another one 15 crore rupees, another one 3 point something, and 1 point something. In a few cases, officials mentioned the political parties, and in some, they mentioned the name of the people from whom the cash was recovered, but not their political affiliation or other details. My question is, how right is it on the part of the Election Commission to name these parties at the initial investigation stage? Would this harm the interest of the candidates, and won't the Election Commission be seen to be acting with vested interest, as many call it?
See, whenever such seizures are made, there is a preliminary report that is given about the event to the Election Commission. It is not that the Election Commission names anyone, but after the preliminary report is received and the event has taken place, then there is a comprehensive procedure of the law enforcement agency which has to be followed. So in all such cases, including the cases that you are mentioning, there will be thorough investigation, and whatever decision Election Commission has to take will be based on the comprehensive investigation report which is provided to us by the concerned enforcement agency.
And Tamil Nadu ranks number 1 in terms of the total cash seizure across the country, sir. Have you come across any new methods in which political parties are trying to route their cash? Number 2, how difficult is it to convict them? Because in the past, we have seen many cases where we have had a huge seizure, but ultimately, after elections, these funds were returned. So, what is the challenge in making sure they are brought to book?
See, as you said, that if you look at the numbers, then we are already finding that so far, cash seizure of almost 127 crore has been reported in Tamil Nadu. This is certainly much more than what was in the previous election. It is because of this that very strict enforcement measures have been taken, vigilance is being kept. But as you rightly said, that prosecuting these people is done after a very comprehensive process of inquiry by the concerned department. Prosecution is not done by the Election Commission. So, finding evidence, linking all these seizures to individuals, and then establishing that this was meant for vitiating the election process, I think these are the things which the investigating agency has to fulfill before they can launch a prosecution.
Mr. Mohan from Dinmalar.
The Perambur by-election, sir, one ஒரு கேண்டிடேட் வந்து மிஸ்டர் ஜபராஜ் மோகன் ஜபமணின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒருத்தர் கொடுத்துருக்காரு. 1,76,000 கோடி ரூபாய் வந்து நான் டெபாசிட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறேன். என்னுடைய கேஷ் இருக்குது. 4 lakhs வந்து 4 lakhs crores வேர்ல்டு பேங்குடைய கடன் இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. அதை வந்து எலெக்ஷன் கமிஷன் ஏற்றுக்கிட்டு அவருக்கு வந்து பச்சை மிளகாய் சின்னமும் கொடுத்துருக்குது. அவர் கண்டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறாரு. இது எப்படி நடந்தது? எங்கே இந்த பிரச்சனை இருக்குது? இது ஏற்கனவே இதுக்கு முன்னாடி கொடுத்துருக்கதா சொல்கிறாரு. அது ஏற்கப்பட்டிருக்குது. இதுக்கு பதில் சொல்லுங்கள் சார்.
Mr. Subhash, please.
Question he asked.
Oh, sorry, just a minute. Can you translate?
Yeah. Sir, in
He
a,
asked this question.
Yeah, he is going to translate it first. Yeah.
you wanted to translate?
No, sir.
So there is a particular constituency in which a candidate has announced in his affidavit that he is having a property of more than 1.7 lakhs crores, and he has a World Bank loan.
It's a cash.
Cash.
It's a solid cash.
Cash at hand alone, and he has a loan of more than 4 lakh crores
From the
World Bank. So it's a very fictitious figure he has given. So what action Election Commission will take against such fictitious announcements?
He has been given a symbol too. Accepted.
I'm glad you have raised this issue. You see, whenever a candidate files his nomination papers and gives all the documents which are prescribed in the format which is laid down, it is the returning officer under the law who is responsible and empowered to take a decision on that nomination. In fact, it has been very clearly laid down that if there is any deficiency in the nomination form or in the affidavit accompanying the nomination form, the returning officer is duty bound to inform the candidate that your papers suffer from this deficiency and give him an opportunity to make up that deficiency. The decision to accept or reject a nomination paper is finally of the returning officer. He is not required to go into the veracity of the statement which has been made. Because if he starts exercising this authority, which in any case he doesn't have, it will involve a long process of adjudication. So the law only says that he should see that people are filing their nomination papers as per the prescribed format. As you might know, that from this time onwards, there are two important changes in the nomination forms. One is that every candidate is expected to file an affidavit and a statement of his assets and liabilities for the last 5 years, give his PAN number, and in the assets and liabilities, he has to also give an account of the offshore assets that he or his dependents have. So this is one new thing which has happened this time. The second thing is that every candidate has to declare his criminal antecedents. This is as per the orders of the Honorable Supreme Court. There is a prescribed format. Every candidate will declare all the antecedents about the criminal cases against him, whether they are under trial or for which he has been convicted or acquitted. And as per the directions of the court, the candidates also have to publish this information in 3 local newspapers. And he has to show it in the local channel once. And if he belongs to any political party, then the political party should display that criminal antecedent statement on their website. So these are the new things which have happened.
So
Subhash.
what is the big challenge before the Election Commission for this election in 2019 into the country, through the country, and specific in Tamil Nadu? What is the big challenge?
See, elections in India have always been a big challenge from 2 or 3 points of view. One is the sheer size and scale of our elections. So as you know that, for example, this time there will be more than 10,35,000 polling stations. There are more than 12 million people who are involved in the conduct of elections. So the scale and size of handling an election of this nature, I think in itself is quite a formidable task. And it goes to the credit of all our election machinery that year after year, we have been able to successfully conduct these elections. And then there are issues of informing people about the new technologies which are adopted. For example, let's say the VVPAT. VVPAT is something new. So we have taken an extensive campaign to inform the voters how this machine operates, what is the purpose of this machine, and what is the facility, for how long you can see the vote. So familiarizing the voters with new technologies, C-Vigil, all this, that is another task. And then, of course, there is the use of money power and muscle power. So as people say that now muscle power has reduced, but money power has increased. So these are some of the challenges which we face. But fortunately, as you would know, that the voter participation in elections has been increasing after every election. And last time in 2014, we had a record turnout of 66.4%.
In Vellore, next to Vellore constitutions, they recovered 11.74 crores. That what Sam Daniel said earlier. So what the thing going to get action over that? Because the investigation is still on, so we have not make it anything proper on that particular constituency. Is countermanded. That's the main thing. That's the question.
No, but that, as I already said, we can take a decision only after we get the report of the investigation. And whatever possibilities exist in law, all those possibilities do exist.
So Ritesh Ranjan from Rajasthan Patrika. Are you aware that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's photograph has been posted on BSNL ads, which is published in metro trains and other places? And another question is, Namo TV is live. So what is Election Commission doing something about that?
See, this question that you raised about BSNL, so far nobody has brought it to our attention. But if you have a picture, please send it to us. We'll take whatever action is required. On the Namo TV, we did receive a complaint. We have sought a report from the Ministry of INB, and they have asked us for some time till tomorrow to give the report. So we are waiting for the report.
And sir, about another question is about Vellure's rate, which Sam Daniel was talking about. There is a petition filed in Madras High Court that no such action should be taken during the time of election. Are you aware? And if it is there, what action Election Commission is going to take?
Petition has been filed in the High Court, so High Court has to take action, not the Election Commission.
Now, Ram Kumar from News18, please.
Hi. Good afternoon, sir. This is Ram Kumar from News18. I think regarding the Jabamani, I think Mr. Sahu cleverly twisted the question. The real question is like, when the Election Commission accepted the affidavit in which he says that 1.76 lakh crore that cash he has, so what is the purpose of the scrutiny? It exposes the level of the Election Commission functioning in scrutiny process, no? So who holds the responsibility? It also gives space for the corrupt politicians to fill whatever they wanted to fill in their affidavit, isn't it?
No, first of all, I think you should not say that anybody has cleverly twisted. That's not the appropriate word to use. And I also explained to you that, you see, there is a law under which all these forms are submitted. And the returning officer, in those limited number of days that he has, he carries out the scrutiny of all the forms on one day. He is not authorized to go into the veracity of the statement which has been made by the candidates. He can only see whether there is a deficiency, whether some column has been left blank. And those deficiencies, as I said, he has to point out to the candidate. Other than that, what the candidate is saying, how much property he has, returning officer is not supposed to go into all those things. He has no means to verify any of those facts.
Well, sir, the Election Commission had allotted
Acha.
Yeah, the election commission had allotted cooker symbol to independent candidate in 4 bypole constituency, in which the candidates have name as same like what the TTV Dinakaran of AMM party has. So, is it an attempt by the election commission to give a blatant support to the ruling ADMK government? Because it is a very strange coincidence where the candidate has the same name as what the AMMK party has, and that particular AMMK party had already sought from the election commission and gone to Supreme Court as well, seeking the cooker symbol. But the election commission, Supreme Court denied, giving the symbol to him and allotted a common symbol. But now in the election, in the EVM machine, the symbol that granted to him, the gift boxes, comes next to what the cooker symbol. So it is a very, serious issue as far as the AMMK party is concerned. So what is your comment on to this?
No, we don't give comments on what views political parties have about their own interest. We act according to the symbol's order, and we act according to the various provisions of law. People are entitled to have their views.
So when there is a dispute over the cooker symbol, how can the election commission can allot the specific symbol to the same name?
You see, unfortunately, this is a quasi-judicial function which we exercise, and this is not the forum to discuss this case.
Rohit from Hindu.
Sir,
Next.
last question. Sir, in the recent RK Nagar bypoll election, there were apparent evidence that serious electoral malpractices were, happened, and following which the elections got cancelled, and many number of FIRs and cases were booked. May I know what is the position of that thing, sir? Because we heard that the cases were quashed all along at one side. So, even there were incidents that other bypolls elections were also got cancelled because of the money seizure and the strong malpractices. But there was no action taken on anybody or who holds the responsibility, because it seems the Tamil Nadu people are, lost their faith on the election commission because the appropriate action that was not taken so far.
Matter is in the court, sir. Matter is still in the court.
The Chief Electoral Officer has informed me that the matter is in the court.
Rohit from Hindu.
So, going back to the issue on Namo TV, there has been a lot of, all the political parties are, protesting on the channel being telecast since the last week. There are a couple of reports on NDTV and print, I think, that the INB ministry has said the channel has no security clearance. The first time in India that this has happened. And it's a channel that's been promoted by advertisers. But Tata Sky today has put out a series of tweets to a number of users that it's a Hindi news service channel. So what options do you have on the table when the INB ministry give? Obviously, you will get an official report. But what options are there on the table for you on this issue? If you can just give us some clarity on what are the options you have.
You see, we cannot tell you what action Election Commission will take, because that will depend on the facts and the position which is reported to us by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, which is the legal entity for regulating and giving permissions. So let us await that report, only then we will take any action.
Mr. Ram Kumar from Times of India, this side. Here. Sorry, Shiv Kumar. I'm sorry, Shiv Kumar.
Shiv Kumar from the Times of India. Sir, you said 127 crore has been seized in cash. How much of it belongs to the political parties?
Again?
Or is it only ATM money or general public's money which has been seized?
No, certainly some of it is money which is moving between banks, between agencies and ATM. So that, unfortunately, when the authorities which are carrying or the agencies which are carrying this cash, if they don't carry the documents which are prescribed or mandated by the Reserve Bank of India, the enforcement agencies will intercept. But on production of documents and satisfaction of the competent authority, such cash will be released.
From PTI, number 2, yeah. And then Sam will.
My name is Balasubramaniam. Election Commission issued an advisory not to politicize the airstrikes. So, but a lot of political parties, national leaders, even when they are campaigning in the state, they are referring to the airstrikes. Is the advisory of any use? Can you please explain?
See, when this matter was flagged before the Election Commission, we not only reiterated our earlier advice, we have strengthened that advice. And whenever any complaint came to us, for example, in Delhi we got a complaint, in Jaipur we got a complaint that there was a certain member of parliament who had used this photograph on his hoardings. So that was immediately got removed, and a notice has been given to that member of parliament. Similarly, and a member of Legislative Assembly in Delhi, he had used this picture on, I think, one of the social media. That picture was got removed, and again that MLA has been served with a notice.
Now, last question from Sam, I think.
Sir, I have two questions. One is if the intention of
தேர்தல் ஆணையர்கள் அசோக் லவாசா, சுஷில் சந்திரா ஆகியோர்கள் ஆட்சியர்கள், மத்திய மாநில அதிகாரிகள் ஆகியோர்களை சந்தித்து ஆலோசனையில் ஈடுபட்டனர். அது தொடர்பாக செய்தியாளர்களை சந்தித்தனர். தொடர்ந்து செய்தியாளர்கள் எழுப்பிய பல்வேறு கேள்விகளுக்கு ஆணையர்கள் பதிலளித்து வருகின்றனர்.